都买不起，但现在根本就不觉得贵。睁大了眼睛看清楚衣服的 logo 上有两个 Chanel。以前我什么都买不起，但现在根本就不觉得贵。睁大了眼睛看清楚衣服的 logo 上有两个 Chanel。一身名牌从上到下，开跑车刚回到家，0到100公里，4秒的加速很容易。买东西就是唯一爱好，在哪去炫耀？他们都羡慕嫉妒我过得比以前好，看着我秀，刷个小费不但一时有余，店里的人都往我这里投，把我地位占了左右，推荐最昂贵的商品，Coco Chanel 会上瘾，胸口的项链都特别的闪，上海滩的我们吹也得玩。6周的商务就准备好到楼下来迎接我们的大部队，出9点就遇到拍照的粉丝们，不过是参加个发布会，但是我已经挂满脸，干嘛那么贱？我在电视里面看到我走红地毯，塞满了胃，今晚又该换个睡。Coco Chanel Coco Chanel Coco Chanel。以前我什么都买不起，但现在根本就不觉得贵。睁大了眼睛看清楚衣服的 logo 上有两个 Chanel。以前我什么都买不起，但现在根本就不觉得贵。睁大了眼睛看清楚衣服的 logo 上有两个 Chanel。
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. The Philadelphia 76ers preparing to defend home court in this Eastern Conference battle. Now here's Simmons. From 11 feet away. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Well, we have two loaded backcourts here tonight, Clark. It should be a very intriguing matchup.
You know, Kevin, in years past, it used to be the small forwards were your dominant scorers in the league, and that's still pretty prevalent. But in this day and age, boy, I tell you, the point guard play, not only are those point guards able to assist and set people up and lead their teams, but a lot of them are high-octane scorers as well. A lot of fun to watch.
Make a lot of things happen on both ends of the floor.
No doubt.
And Philadelphia has possession. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Simmons got his second bucket of the game to go.
Can't shake Simmons. He is very used to getting hit on these kinds of looks and just plays right through the contact.
Pass to Harris. And again, Philadelphia turns it over. About a minute played so far here in the first. It's Redick on the wing. From outside, off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
The offensive rebound. Shot's good by Butler.
Utilizing that weight room muscle there. Butler, very difficult to box out.
From deep three-point range. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. To the inside, Simmons. And it's blocked by Simmons.
Certainly not the green start they were hoping for, going 1 for 4 early. Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Embiid wide open. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Embiid, the big fella, on the catch and shoot. Nice.
Outside Butler. There's the three. Here's Harris. Rejected by Harris. Butler from outside. 76ers with a fresh shot clock. Goes back up. And Embiid lays it in. And this game is tied up now.
Yeah, Embiid plays with really good effort, and he plays with an effervescence that's contagious, and it's really endearing for a guy of his size.
And the shot is good.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times, was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Simmons. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Philadelphia. Pass to Embiid. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
You know, it's the muscle and size of Embiid that allow him to score through contact.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
And last year, we saw what a full season of Embiid looks like. I mean, scary to think that this is just the beginning of his career. He looks like he can go down as one of the greats to play if he can stay healthy.
He's off on the first. And Embiid has already made the jump from star to superstar.
And part of that is his personality. I think his game does speak for itself. Gives you everything you want from a center on both ends of the floor. Effortless athleticism and has incredible skill and touch for a player his size.
And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Scott, and it's blocked by Scott. And it's Simmons penetrating. And he makes good on the layup. Simmons got 6. And Philadelphia has possession. 7-point differential. Right side, Butler. That one goes. Count it.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And it's Simmons penetrating. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Ben Simmons.
Taking 2 shots.
Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angles. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
And stolen by Scott. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Another shot, and it's blocked by Scott.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it. Boy, good job firing the pass inside there. I mean, all his teammate had to do was catch and finish.
And it's blocked by Scott. And so the first quarter is in the books. Philadelphia ahead. They're up by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What stands out to you guys from the 76ers in this one?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Yeah, everything is sharp. I mean, nothing forced, precise passes, taking care of the ball. That's good stuff.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks. And the shot goes in. Scott's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the 76ers.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
And it's Simmons penetrating.
That's how you attack.
Oh, man. my. And, you know, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane bounce, he takes advantage of it, really demonstrating how lethal he is in the air.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. Floor spacing is such an important element of the game now, Clark, and I know you have a list of guys who you think can stretch it the most in the game now.
Yeah, you start with Steph Curry. I mean, clearly, his shot-making ability from anywhere in the building is unlike most any other in the league. Damian Lillard has similar type range. Jamal Crawford would come to mind, but Steph Curry's at the head of that list for me.
Redick for three. Great D that time from Redick.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Here's Simmons, and Embiid pulls it down. And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Anytime your field goal percentage is in the high 50s, partner, you're doing something right.
They need this. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Boy, he's dangerous right now. He feels like he's making every shot he puts up.
And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Here's Simmons after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Good D by Embiid.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
You know, sometimes the great three-point shooters in the game don't carry that same success to the free throw line, but that's not the case with J.J. Redick. I mean, he's cash money from the stripe, too. Well, you just love the way that J.J. Redick moves on offense. He keeps his defender occupied, constantly on the lookout for operating room to get his shot off. He comes off screens extremely well, uses angles and craftiness. Terrific off-the-ball movements by one of the best shooters in the league.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Simmons feeling it out a bit. Embiid inside. Good on the bucket. Embiid's got 6 points.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And for Redick in his movement on offense, Clark, most know him as a shooter, but he does so much more.
Yeah, he does. He moves well without the ball. He's a better defender than he gets credit for. He's a guy that can put it on the deck now and drive when you close out to him poorly. His game has grown really quite nicely, and we know what he is as a shooter, a laser.
No good from Simmons.
You know, this just hasn't been his quarter. I mean, he doesn't seem to be comfortable at all, particularly shooting. I mean, he knows he's struggling right now.
Now here's Reddick. From outside the arc. That one, no good. And Philadelphia the other way now. From deep. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
Now, I don't know if this field goal percentage is sustainable, but if they can stay close to what they've done in shooting the ball, they'll run away with this one.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Philadelphia leading by 7. Pass to Harris. .30 seconds left in the first half of the game. 5 to shoot. Here's Embiid. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
I tell you what, when Simmons is taking it strong to the rack, he's looking for the contact and the foul. I love his aggressiveness.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
2 shots.
And he's good on the second. 8 seconds left in the first half. Reddick from deep three-point land. Can't connect from long distance.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
And so it's Philadelphia in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Trailing to start the quarter, they battled hard and pulled off a tremendous comeback. Now enjoying the lead. Back to the action after this word. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Now Simmons. Greg Monroe missing from long range. Butler on the way. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And Jimmy Butler's a very physical wing, as we know. Greg goes about 6'8", 240, and he can D-up almost any position.
And the strength to deal with forwards, the quickness to cover guards. Also, he uses that strength to attack the rim and get himself to the line.
Pass to Embiid. Off target from three-point range. Reddick with the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Reddick's got 6.
Seeing the chance for a good look on the jump shot. Reddick making the split-second decision to pull up and let it fly. That's heads up there.
Inside. Embiid's shot is good. 12 points for him.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Now Simmons after J.J. Reddick's three-pointer that didn't go.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high-percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Here's Butler after the made shot from Joel Embiid. 6 to shoot. Poked away. Three-pointer, Butler. But they recover it. Reddick surveying the D. Reddick can't get that one to fall.
And, you know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
Clark, you were drafted 8th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Do you have any indication that you were going to be their pick in particular, that you were going to go in that slot? Was there any kind of inkling at all?
No, I only visited with teams drafting 4 through 7. Talked to the Chicago Bulls, Dallas Mavericks, and I read some of the reports about where I was projected. But you know what? Once you get past the first or second, sometimes the top 3 picks in a draft, you really don't know who's going where after that. So I was fortunate. I landed in a good spot.
Right.
And Indianapolis was a good place for me and Rosie to be as I started my NBA career.
It sure was.
Ben Simmons.
That one is off.
You know, when you watch Ben Simmons, he has marvelous talent and all-around ability, but sometimes you can easily focus on what he can't do. He's not a great shooter, so teams do back off of him, but still, this guy is an impact player because he sees the floor, he passes it great, he's a terrific rebounder, and he's got a nice motor.
Timeout called the 76ers. And for Simmons, missing his rookie year due to the injury, but he showed he was worth the wait.
No doubt. And you just don't see players with his skills and his body type come around that often, Kevin. And he started quickly out of the gates and took over the Rookie of the Year award race almost immediately.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Redick with the bucket.
Capable of being creative with his dribbling moves, Redick's confidence in his handles has really grown.
Now here's Simmons. 11 points in the game. Down low. Butler from outside. They get it back. Second shot opportunity. Rejected by Monroe.
Man, I like the recognition from Monroe there. Actually, I love the recognition. His timing on these blocks, impeccable.
And a deep 3 from Redick. Rebound by the 76ers. Pass to Butler. Over Butler. And it falls over the rim and in. Butler's got the lead up to 10 now for the 76ers.
You know, this is Butler's game. He's a polished mid-range shooter. Defensively, you've got to close on him fast.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
On defense, the 76ers, after Jimmy Butler made that last 3-pointer.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on the roll and knock him down.
3-pointer. Rebound by Joel Embiid.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3-ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
Philadelphia trails by 10. Redick from deep 3-point land. The long distance 3 is buried. Redick's got 8 here in the quarter.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second. If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Well, you're maximizing your possessions. That's the critical thing here, and they've got to make sure the timing is right, though.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his first foul. The 76ers have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
You know, Butler came into the NBA a tad under the radar. I mean, he was the last pick of the first round back in 2011. Didn't play much at first, but once he got his opportunity, his career took off and took off fast.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. .17 seconds left in the third. Pass to Ennis. Over Embiid. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 76ers lead by 5. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And it's Harris with the ball for Philadelphia, trailing by 5. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons.
He just threw that possession away. Hopefully he learns from that and doesn't make the same mistake again.
Monroe outside. And it's Monroe finishing it off.
Just a tremendous feel for the game. Simmons is so gifted at reading the floor.
Pass to Embiid. A second chance effort. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one. And, you know, when you watch Embiid, he just oozes with limitless potential. You think about his size and his shooting touch. He can do just about anything he wants to. Tremendous athleticism. If he can stay healthy, I think he can be a dominant player in this league for years to come.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Redick with the 3. He can't get it to go. Philadelphia trails by 5. But Trey, he gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12. And Embiid already voted in as an all-star starter for the East. In his second full season, he has hit the ground running.
Yeah, and you talk about him creeping towards 25 and 11 averages at his age. That's just otherworldly. I mean, when he hits his prime, again, contingent upon his health, this guy is going to be an absolute load.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
Butler. And it's blocked by Simmons.
Boy, you cannot forget about the long reach and wingspan of Simmons. I mean, he uses it exceptionally well on defense to come away with block shots.
Right side, Redick. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. High post, Embiid. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
And Embiid is HE efficient. That's super efficient, folks. When he gets cooking, the defense knows they're in for a long night. Cannot give him that much room for mid-range. They got to feel lucky he didn't knock that one down.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And Philadelphia calls time here. Joel Embiid with a strong contribution in this one.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Change here. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle with his team. He wants to change it up defensively and get more people packed into the paint. He said they're beating us up down low. We have to put a stop to it. Let's see if they respond, Kevin.
He went a decent amount of time before his first turnover there. It's really been a good, safe stretch of basketball from him to this point.
McConnell scanning the floor. Pass to Marjanovic. In the corner, it's Harris. And that misses everything.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
So Embiid on top of things there, folks, recognizing a big possession and commanding the ball.
And here's McConnell, guarded by Embiid. Shoots a 3, and it's blocked by Simmons. And now Philadelphia on the break. And that one's good by Butler. Butler's got it all tied up now for the 76ers.
And Butler relishes this. I mean, he feels really comfortable going right at the defense at crucial points in the game.
Pass to Marjanovic. That one good for 2. And the 76ers lead by 2.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Marjanovic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, beautiful play on the interior. They're just using the height advantage to lay the ball up and in when they really needed that basket.
It's stolen by Marjanovic. Three-pointer, Butler. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
And that one drops. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
And, guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse, all in a clear, good day's work.
Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
Here's Marjanovic. Money!
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
And that's what you want to do. I mean, you can't let the opposition off the hook here. I mean, you've got to keep adding to that lead.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're trailing by 4. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the fourth. What do you think, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Whatever it is, got to be fast. I mean, can't waste any time at this point.
Changing it up here. We've got 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Butler from outside. It's good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
And that's exactly why they call him Jimmy Bucket. Butler, a clutch performer, one of the best we have in the league.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
So it's Philadelphia taking the W in a close one here. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's gonna happen. How is this thing gonna play out?
For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank It's the land of mission control, Houston, Texas, where the Rockets are ready to engage in an interconference showdown. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. So Philadelphia will get the first possession. To the paint. And Capella sends it back. And here is Paul. A rare treat tonight, C-Web, the marquee matchup between two of the best centers in the game.
Well, how about that? I love it. You know, the league has been trending toward medium height players that can switch endlessly, those type of things. And don't get me wrong, I love the evolution of the game. But now we get the old heavyweight title match. This is what we love, the banging in the paint, the elbows, the jump hooks, the dunks, the rebounds. But for those teams that have a legit anchor inside, it can always be a big advantage. Let's see who imposes their will tonight.
It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Tucker can't get it to go.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And again, Philadelphia turns it over.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
Here is Harden. Paul outside. Tipped away. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. And oh, he jams it right over Clint Capella. Wow.
Oh, the quick hands of Simmons. He's great at realizing when to risk going after steals.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I think you'll probably see more arguments on those illegal screen calls than just about any other play. Maybe the charge call, but guys never think they're removed.
And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That is his first foul of the game. And it's Harden with the ball for the Rockets.
And Clint Capella, born in Switzerland, his mother immigrating from the Congo. Growing up poor, Clint lived in a welfare orphanage from age 6 up to 13. I mean, those were tough times, but he said it helped prepare him for where he is now.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And Chris, when growing up, Capella lived in 2 different group homes. He said the first one taught him life skills. And he said the second one motivated him to get out of there.
He compared it to living in a prison. He desperately wanted to return home. Can you imagine that? So he worked to be, in his words, perfect, from his studies to his conduct, all while fighting off bullies. After 1 year, he returned home, but he continues to pursue perfection in his craft to this day. An intelligent defense. He reads the play, gets himself in the perfect position to come up with the steals. That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
Paul can't get it to go.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Jimmy Butler, something of a quirky character, has a ritual whenever he's at a grocery store of paying the person's bill behind him. Doesn't care if it's 99 cents or 2,000.
And Butler never afraid to be a little bit different, listening to country music in the locker room, much to his teammates' chagrin.
In the offseason, riding around in a van with a baby on board sticker, even though he's single with no kids. Remove the rearview mirror as a symbolic reminder to never look back. This guy's special.
The 76ers with another miss. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Rockets. They trail by 1. And now he jams it right over Tobias Harris. Wow!
I mean, come on, man. Harden is ridiculously clever, including how he decides to posterize you. A superb athlete.
With 3, Harris. The 76ers again can't hit it. Pass to Paul. We've got 1:18 left here in the first quarter. Now here is Harris, guarded by Harden. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons. So both teams changing it up here. Now Harden. To the inside. Capella with the bucket.
Terrific at catching in near the basket. I mean, his hands are great. Capella uses that size to his advantage.
Pass to Harris. Stolen by Harden. A step back shot here. And here's Rivers. To the wing right side. 5 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot. Fareed. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Philadelphia trails by 3. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Scott. They get a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Tucker can't get it to go.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
3-pointer, Butler. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Houston on top, up 3. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Well, that's what happens when you're aggressive on that end of the floor. They took a few chances and took control of the game.
Here's Rivers. The shot comes out. Nice D from Scott.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
Cans it from downtown.
And you think about Mike D'Antoni, the modern-day godfather with pace and space. We saw this with his teams back in Phoenix, Houston. Actually, middle of the pack in pace of play. But they certainly look to space the floor, though, shooting more 3s than 2s.
Shumpert, no good.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
Now, Green. After Jimmy Butler missed from long range. To the inside. Simmons. It's good. The assist that time for Menace. Simmons got 6 points.
What focus from the young guard. I like how Simmons stayed locked in on scoring despite the contact.
A nice shot by Tucker.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
And the 76ers decide to take their first timeout here. And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's a guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Butler with the ball. Over Shumpert. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Butler's got his second basket of the game.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Each team is stepping up, rising to the challenge. Yet another lead change.
Rivers can't get it to go. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Stolen by Nene. And here we go. Shumpert heading to the hoop.
Better stay with Shumpert in transition. He's so quick.
Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached the Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks.
His 4th turnover of the game. That's not a number to be proud of.
Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
The Rockets pull it in. Pass to Green. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. And the Rockets lead by 5. When it comes to video review, C-Web, do you feel the NBA has done a good job of incorporating it into the flow of the game, or is there, in your opinion, still some work to be done in this regard?
There's a little work to be done. I mean, nothing's ever perfect, but I think they've done a great job. I mean, you want to get it right, and so there's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience sometimes in going back to it. But the main thing for me is to make sure that it is as fast as possible, that you're not giving the team extra time to get together and to huddle up and to call plays. You're not taking the rhythm away from a team that just went on a 10-0 run, and now they have to sit on the side for 2 minutes in real time and see if this call is correct. So the speed that is done with the video review is the only thing I think that needs to be worked on, and that's going to be situation to situation. So I think the NBA is doing a really good job.
Good points. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
Well, think back to when Ben Simmons was first drafted as the top pick in 2016. Everyone knew he could be a playmaker as a small forward, but really, he functions fully as a point guard when he's out on the floor.
Pass to Ennis. .112 left in the first half. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Both teams will make substitutions. And Philadelphia calls time here. And Chris, Simmons, a player that almost transcends the traditional basketball position.
He's a playmaker, plain and simple. He has the height and vision and skill to line up anywhere. Simmons, he could be viewed as a generational talent when it's all said and done.
.110 left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Embiid. And he banks in the layup.
Proving how legitimate of a threat he is inside. I mean, once Embiid gets it this close, I mean, it's all but over.
Now here's Harden. Back to Paul. Here is Harden. Lock at 6. Over Simmons. Harden, no good.
He may have missed it, but that's a clean look at the basket.
Redick inside the line. And he's off on his first shot of the game. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Tucker. Fires from 14. Rebounded by Greg Monroe.
And this is where you milk the clock.
You're exactly right. No reason to give your opponent another crack at this. It's all you. Oh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
And here's Tucker. The Rockets with another miss. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Rockets lead by 1. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the 3rd quarter. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Here is Paul. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Yes, that goes in. Paul's got the first basket of the 3rd quarter for the Rockets.
So crafty inside of me. Paul's been successful for many years at challenging the heart of your defense.
Here's Simmons. Collects the 2-pointer near the hoop.
And he can be devastating with that little hook shot of his.
Harden with it. Butler covering. Here's Tucker. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Tucker's got 8 points.
Yeah, he's superb at finding open teammates. Harden, I love how he... Nasty. The versatility of Simmons is astounding, amazing, impressive. Dunks like this are just insane.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
James Harden, the league leader in free throws made for 5 of the last 6 seasons, and he came in a close second that other season.
Yeah, I mean, about 1/3 of his points come at the line. He's made an art of creating contact. You really think about it. Some would even say tricking the officials from time to time.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, this is the dilemma as a coach. You wonder, do I need to call a timeout here? Do I need to settle these guys down? Should I let them play through it?
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And it's Clark in the corner. Sinks the triple. Clark's got his first 3 points of the game.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Harris outside. 3-pointer, Butler. Good on the triple. He's got 9.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Harden. And the rejection by Embiid.
And the wingspan of Embiid, I mean, very effective at using his length to turn shots back.
Here's Rivers. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go in the stat sheet, close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
Here's Harden on the wing. That shot off. And Philadelphia the other way now. The shot by Butler, nobody around. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark.
And think about, Kevin, this talented 76ers team. Coach Brown helped shape and form the core of this roster. I mean, he's come up with the group much as they have grown under him.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
For Houston, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And with Brown, he has the trust of the players because they have gone through the same trying times.
And let's not undervalue what stability is meant to this group. Having a coach like Coach Brown, who has been through the ups and downs with the Sixers, it makes players play that much harder for him.
Now a timeout called by Houston. So both teams making some changes here. Houston trails by 4. Out to the right wing. Out of bounds. It'll be 76ers ball. Pass to Marjanovic. And Capella sends it back.
An elite shot blocker in this game. Capella's athleticism and length allows him to stifle shooters.
And Tucker has it in the corner. Hits the three-point bomb. Tucker's got 6 here in this quarter. Looking at big men around the NBA, which are the best triple threats? Guys who can shoot, drive, and pass out of that screen.
I think of 2. One being Anthony Davis. The fact he can get his shot, he's so quick, and he's a good post-up player as well and can face the basket. And then DeMarcus Cousins, I don't know if there's a better big man, a better center than when it comes to him. He can take you out on the three-point line. He can dribble and get it. He can take you out on the three-point line, set a flare screen, catch and shoot the three. He can get it at the three-point line, drive you to the hole, get an and one, and then he can take you on the post and just bully and posterize you as well. So I don't think there's one that comes to mind with a better skill set than Boogie Cousins.
And that list is growing. And Jimmy Butler's a very physical wing, as we know. Greg goes about 6'8", 240, and he can D-up almost any position.
And the strength to deal with forwards, the quickness to cover guards. Also, he uses that strength to attack the rim and get himself to the line.
And he's leaning on the three-point shot a little more in this half. Only had 1 before the break, but he's got 3 of them since then.
Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
Oh, and when Harden is going strong to the rim, he's looking for the throwdown, ripping the rim down hard on that one.
Now the 76ers with it. A 2-point game. Redick inside the line. Misses off the right iron. And it's Harden with the ball for the Rockets. 27 seconds left in the third. Pass to Tucker. Back to Harden. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Houston shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Well, look, I love how Harden does a little bit of everything. Aggressive scorer, solid rebounder, superb passer, and he's also improving on the defensive end. I'm sure he thought that was good when they left his fingertips. Matter of fact, I know he did.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
And we've reached the end of the third. Houston on top as they wrap up the third quarter with a We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Here's Simmons. It's Monroe, high post. Pass to Ennis. Poked loose. Stolen by Nene. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And so it's Houston with it. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Back to Rivers. Now Shumpert. And finished off by Shumpert.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
And that's what you have to do. Stay in the moment. Keep grinding.
Left side, Redick. Back to Simmons. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Monroe. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Sensational instincts in the pick and roll. Simmons, he excels at taking what the defense gives.
And there's the call on the name. That is his first foul of the game. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. It's Redick on the wing. Over Shumpert. Wow, way off on that one. Houston leading by 6. Pass to Clark. Fires the 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound.
Well, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out. Well, that's just a quick move to the 10 and an even quicker reaction by the D to stop him there.
And it's blocked by Simmons.
The reach of Simmons, I mean, coming into play on these blocks, you got to be careful shooting around this guy. His scoring has not been there at all tonight. I mean, it tells you a lot about their team that they have the lead anyway.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
Now a timeout called by Houston. You know, you watch Ben Simmons play, and it isn't a surprise, Chris, that he's a threat to go off for a triple-double every time he suits up.
Well, Simmons is going to have a lot of triple-doubles in his career. Great size and a knack for the ball when it comes to rebounding.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Redick with the bucket.
Oh, I mean, the main weapon in Redick's arsenal, he's out here to shoot it from deep, and he does that well.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Well, this is the dilemma as a coach. You wonder, do I need to call a timeout here? Do I need to settle these guys down? Should I let them play through it?
Rockets leading by 3. Here's Paul. Kicks it out to Gordon. Clark for 3. It's hauled in by the 76ers. And here comes Harris leading the fast break.
Wow, and slowly but surely, Harris is learning what it takes to become a leader. When this team needs him to step up, he has no issue dominating crucial possessions.
That's his second personal foul. At the line.
Free throw, good. Paul.
At the line for 2.
Both shots good from the stripe.
As confident as it gets at the line. He wants to be up there in the tight ball game.
Simmons with it. Now guarded by Fareed. Yep, it counts. That's 12 points for Ben Simmons.
Easy to see why Simmons is on the floor. He's terrific at capitalizing during important parts of the game.
Now here's Paul. Pass to Clark. Paul with the ball. And that one drops for him. Paul's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that's a bucket Paul knows they need. He wants to be the one to get it for him.
And the 76ers call time here. They're behind by 3. 1:43 left in the fourth. Outside, Simmons. Pass to Embiid. And Capella sends it back. Here's Harden. Banked in off the glass. Now it's a 5-point Houston lead.
I mean, and these are the kinds of shots this team expects Harden to hit regularly. I mean, just such a talented offensive player.
Here's Embiid. And Capella sends it back. Fareed with it. Picked up by Harris. Gordon. That's tipped. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick. 1:11 left to play in the final quarter. And the call will be against Harris. That's foul number 2 for him. .106 left in the fourth quarter of this one. In the corner, Harden. Perfect on the shot. Swishes it through. And the Rockets lead by 7.
Oh, and that catch and shoot, Jay, from Harden is unblockable. Just quickly shooting off the pass.
Count it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Wow, bona fide star in this league. Embiid knows his teammates look to him to deliver in the clutch.
Harden left side. And, oh, he just jams it right over Ben Simmons. Wow.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Oh, man, this is late in the game. It's tough for a team to come back. Everything has to fall into place.